Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Electric Tabletop. Fussel here, Manage here, and we're gonna be continuing our little series where we look back at Gen 7. If you missed the other two videos, just check out the channel. I'll put the link of the video in the description box, so just check it out. In part 1 we discussed the starters, in part 2 we discussed the tapus, and in this episode we'll be taking a look at the alien invaders of the generation of the Alolan region, which were the Ultra Beasts.
Now the Ultra Beasts came with a little of a mystery. A lot of persons at the time didn't know whether to call them Pokemon.
Yes.
They were given this title as Ultra Beasts. So person didn't know whether to say, are they Pokemon, are they legendaries,
What they are.
What are they?
I really didn't want them to become Pokemon. I really thought that the Game Freak or Pokemon or whoever is responsible would really think outside of the box and really say, are we gonna do Pokemon, or are we gonna go fully through with this alien idea, or will they just be Pokemon from another dimension? So, they wouldn't have abilities, their moves would have been different, something that makes them distinct from regular, local, regional Pokemon. But at the end of the day, they were just Pokemons from another dimension. They all share the same ability, Beast Boost. And today we're just going to be taking a look and give our analysis on what we thought about the Ultra Beasts from Generation 7. The first Ultra Beast we're going to take a look at was the very first Ultra Beast that was introduced into the series via Silhouette, which is UB Nihilego. What's Nihilego's
let me just...
or Nihilego's? What is Nihilego's code?
Hold on.
UB
I have
1, UB1. No, UB0.
Hold on. So Nihilego is UB1 Symbiont.
Symbiont or symbiote? Oh,
Symbiont.
Symbiont. So it's Nihilego's is UB1 Symbiont. When we first saw UB1, you're just like, oh,
Because
that?
it bears similarities to Lillie, which we later found out that Lusamine modeled, and I put that in quotation, Lillie after
her parents. Oh, okay.
After Nihilego. So Lily's the one who actually...
Yes, because we were saying, what is Lillie actually a Pokemon? Is
Yes.
it a UB1 in disguise? So on and so forth.
I would have loved that.
I would have loved
was the
that,
story,
yes,
if
if they
Lily was actually Nihilego.
Or if like UB1 was a body snatcher or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
It would have been cool.
But it did, because Nihilego did take over Lusamine, right?
Yes, they did have a
So they were
symbiotic.
like body snatchers in a way.
But going to the design, compared to other Ultra Beasts, I think Nihilego has a very unique design. I don't think it has the most personality when it comes to design. I think it's a pretty simple design, especially since its silhouette does resemble a little girl silhouette, i.e. Lily's. So I think it was a really simple design, and I don't get the poison feature from it,
Nor the rock.
I am still trying to figure out where the typing comes into play when it
Poison rock
refers to its design. I think it's a simple design. I think
always
it's an
thought
okay design.
our first poison rock would have been based on a stonefish, but that's for another
video.
Video.
Episode. But I think Nihilego's design didn't push the envelope as much as the other of its counterparts did. But I definitely still think that it was a good design. I just wish that we would have gotten something a little bit more ferocious.
When we first saw Nihilego, our minds immediately went to
What?
Kolyoko.
Kolyoko's Skipperzoa. The Skipperzoa. And then Skipperzoa has this predatory feel to it.
Alien-esque. Alien versus Predator.
And I
Alien
wanted Nihilego to have that nature about it, but it just didn't really push it in that direction. I wanted that Skipperzoa effect, that, like I said, this predatory something that is on the hunt.
Horrific
entity that's, you know, at impending danger. I wanted that because poison, you get a poison of course linked to animals that are venomous or poisonous, whichever one you want. Poison in Pokemon is an umbrella term, and they hunt and they're always, you know, running prey down, and you know, that's what I wanted from the Heligo. I didn't get that, but otherwise good design.
Our next Ultra Beast is Buzzwole, codenamed UB02, and Absorption. So it's codenamed UB02 Absorption. What do you think about Buzzwole? Stunning design.
Buzzwole was the
it's based on a mosquito.
Yeah, you know, it's a dual pack, you know, with Pheromosa.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about it separately. We're gonna start with UB.
But the thing what I always love about Pokemon, we as the fans, when we do fan art and when we make our own fake mons, right? What we think would be the typing, or what we think would try to assume or presume what the direction that Pokemon would have taken if they was on a concept. Because I mean, if we're gonna do a mosquito, who's gonna make a mosquito a fighting type?
Yes, exactly.
Right? Who would have made a mosquito this bodybuilder-esque looking Pokemon? We would have went bug dark, bug poison, or something like. We'd have made a scrawny looking mosquito.
But here we got a mosquito.
I always appreciate when Pokemon thinks outside of the box and it works.
And UB02 does it. Expansion, bug fighting. It has this very vascular structure, very muscular, this bright red, and then it has the mosquito mouth, proboscis. I'm not sure, do not clap me for the name, but I just think that expansions, Buzzwole encaptures its data name, it encaptures its code name, it gives us the fighting type that we want and we see. And even though it's probably a generic concept in terms of this vast musculature, it works for Buzzwole. It works that this is an invasive species. It works that it is a predator. It works that it is wreaking havoc when it enters the Alolan region. And this is what I want to see when I think of an alien Pokemon that is here to cause rampage.
The only thing that irks me about Buzzwole is I don't get the antennas coming out of its eyes. If that's its eyes. At the base of the proboscis, you have, I'm presuming.
I think that's called nitpicking. I think that the overall design for Buzzwole really
that's the only thing
strong.
That's the only thing that
if you're supposed to nitpick, I think that's
the only thing that bugs me. I don't know if
I
don't even know if that's his eyes.
And
it couldn't be. It may not be his eyes.
One I love too is, I think in the animation of the gameplay model for Buzzwole in the game is that you can actually see the fluid circulating through its body.
Really?
Yes. If you can guys look at it, you will see the bubbles actually rising throughout. So it's really cool. I think thought was placed into it, and overall I think Buzzwole is one of the strongest. I'm sure general community consensus would say that Buzzwole is a very strong design. Now, Buzzwole was released or revealed alongside its version exclusive partner, which was Pheromosa, and to me one of, if not the best looking Ultra Beast design that out of the pack. Pheromosa is, some people say it's based on a roach and an aquatic insect. I don't know if it's a nymph, one of those. I think I think it's a combination of both. But let's see. So Pheromosa is codenamed UB02 Beauty, and I'm on Bulbapedia right now. I'm gonna look in its trivia what its origin is based on. It says Pheromosa may be based on an American cockroach that says molted, which causes it to be white in color. It may also draw inspiration from a copepod. Okay, so I think it's a combination of both. Yes. Yeah. I like Pheromosa design because it does, again, it encapsulates what its flavor text, what its Pokédex entry states about it. It encapsulates what its name is about, its beauty. It's a tall, statuesque figure, thin, which is really what our society values in terms of beauty. It's a cool Pokemon. It's a strong Pokemon.
Going back to what I just off of my last point, Pokemon going a different direction than they expected.
Yes.
Who would have made a cockroach beautiful?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, who would have thought that cockroaches are pests and they're durable, yet still we
And
get
gross
this
and
and
nasty.
gross, and you think about poison because they're filthy, they have a lot of germs, but here we get the complete antithesis of what a cockroach is. Beautiful and really highly valued in its appearance and highly sought out, but still Pheromosa is deadly. I love the episode that Sun and Moon did for Pheromosa. It really showcased the ferociousness of Pheromosa,
The
lying
invincibility.
beneath the invincibility. It's Ubers for a reason, lying beneath this very perfect facade. Love Pheromosa. I love both of them, and of course when they were released earlier, the theory that they represented characters in the series continued, but it was dispelled after. But A's across the board for both of them. The next set that we're gonna talk about is
Circuitry.
Circuitry, and
Circuitry is codenamed UBO3 Lighting.
okay, and Circuitry was also counterpart to Celesteela. UBO. Which Celesteela?
04 Blaster.
Yes. So we're starting with Circuitry first. What do you think about Circuitry, Puzzle?
Circuitry, I loved it.
Love Circuitry.
It is kind of it is kind of I would have expected circuitry, the concept of circuitry to be would have been presented in an earlier generation, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, when you're thinking of, alright, what are we going to make based off an electric Pokemon? Oh, let's make it off of cables and
Wires
circuits and wires. And so you would have expected that idea in earlier seasons, but they waited to do this concept now. But they did it great. I love circuitry design.
Yeah, circuitry is another representation of its core representation.
I look at circuitry, there is no, even when I nitpick, I don't see anything on circuitry to nitpick. I think it's great and from all angles.
Looking at circuitry, like I said, it really represents its core idea of cables and wires being this electrical source of energy.
Network.
This is exactly
Circuit.
Yes, and I definitely think it is simple yet effective. Like I said, it gets its point across without being too ambiguous with the design. Pure electric, I think, works well because they might wanted to go electric steel, the wire. We kept it pure.
We loved it.
Yes, and this is what I'm getting from circuitry and the intention of circuitry, of this pure electrical power source. They could have, played with it a bit more, but they kept it really to its core concept, and I think circuitry just got the job done. So Ultra Beast is one of my Ultra Beasts are or is not sure, grammar check, but outside of Pokemon classes, Ultra Beast is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, along with the Tampus. Just really well thought out concepts.
So the next on our list, or in our lineup, is Celesteela, which you mentioned to be codename Blaster.
Yes, steel flying type.
It's also the launch Pokemon, known
Yes.
as the launch Pokemon.
It's based off of the story, the Japanese mythological story of Kaguya. You can research it. It's all about Moon Princess being born in a bamboo, etc., etc. Stunning in terms of, I love when we, no matter where we are in the world when it comes to reflecting a region, whether we're in Hawaii, whether we're in America, whether we're in the UK, Pokemon still finds a way to inject its culture into it. So we're in Hawaii, yet still we had Japanese mythology being adapted into it. And Kage is Celesteela is a perfect example of that.
I think it just
Really just represents its culture, it represents its story, and I love it. I love it also because gameplay wise it has a lot of techniques that really again represents its story, also represents its concept. So Celesteela carries the message well, Game Freak carries the message well, and I love Game Freak for that. Again, Celesteela's is also based off of a satellite that is known as Kaguya, so the story really is a combination of these different ideas tied so well to a single concept. If I was to nitpick, in the beginning I really had a problem with the face being so small and tiny and hard to see, in contrast to this very colossal body, but I've grown to accept it and appreciate the contrast between the two. So well done, Game Freak with Celesteela. I said the Ultra Beasts overall are just well designed concepts, and they're well designed for a reason, because if they are integral part of the story, we can't have bad designs. So good job, Celesteela. So in part one of the story, that was our core Ultra Beast. This was Celesteela, Xurkitree. Oh, Buzzwole and Kartana.
We
Yes,
did Buzzwole already. It's Kartana.
Kartana and Guzzlord. Alright, so Kartana and Guzzlord. Kartana's codename being UBO4 Blade. Guzzlord is UBO5 Glutton. Kartana, strong design.
My
Well
favorite
clean.
Ultra Beast.
Hustle's favorite Ultra Beast has a design that is well cut, well executed.
pun intended.
No pun intended. Well executed. No pun intended.
I love the concept. Origami / samurai.
Yes, this fusion, the anime with this reverse. I think it's a popular samurai scene, and it was reversed in the anime. Stunning. I love the effect. It really ties in back
I
to
love that
its
it's
roots.
such this tiny powerhouse.
I have a problem with it being so small.
You
but
do.
Pokemon,
I love that it's
Pokemon
small.
overall has an issue with scaling, whether it comes to the official measurements,
I
to
love that
its
it's
depiction
small.
in the anime, to its depiction in the game.
Big
They have
small
an issue
packages.
with that kind of aspect of the design, but overall, close-up Kartana it's so complex, but the silhouette
Clean.
is simple, clean, just extremely well executed lines. Kartana does no wrong in my book.
Moving on to Guzzlord.
Guzzlord is one of my favorite as well. I think for me, it just disappoints me that competitively Guzzlord is so hindered by its stats, but design wise, Guzzlord is a powerhouse, and a powerhouse that we deserved, and it deserved better competitively, because I love it. I just think that I like white Pokemon for some reason, I don't know, but I think Guzzlord just, again, it captures what its concept is supposed to be, this gluttonous disaster that is just plaguing the lowland region. And when you go through the wormholes and find its origin location, it's this desolate place that is being consumed by this bottomless entity. This is what we love about Guzzlord, because it's capturing its definition.
It embodies everything that it stands for.
I don't have an issue really with its design if I'm gonna nitpick. Probably the only thing I probably said, we didn't need the extra set of eyes on the top of its head. It has four eyes. I don't think we needed the top eyes, but I like it. I like the design. I love this bottomless mouth that it used to destroy everything. So that had concluded part one of the story in terms of Ultra Beast. Of course, in Ultra Sun and Moon, we got 3 new additional Ultra Beasts in the form of Poipole, confirmed UB codename UB Adhesive.
Its evolution, Naganadel,
Naganadel.
People have several pronunciations for it. I prefer the pronunciation Naganadel.
The codename UB Stinger. They are poison and dragon. I think this is our first poison and dragon.
No,
wrong Dragology. But our second attempt at it in succession. Had a problem with Naganadel in the beginning. I think Poipo was a stronger design. I didn't think Poipo needed an evolution. That was my issue. But Naganadel grew on me, and there are elements that I like about it.
Did it have to be dragon though?
No, it could have been bug because of course it has an
wasp
duality.
This wasp reference with a stinger.
With a stinger,
yes, still they made it dragon.
So it's just
Pokemon is throwing dragon types to everything.
Yes,
that doesn't look like a dragon.
Yes, in hopes to make it legendary, whatever. But I definitely think it would have been a great contribution to the bug genre, and I think this was a missed opportunity for Game Freak to have a really powerful bug type out there. We have so very few, and only in recent history, and I think we needed to continue that form of momentum. But they made it dragon, so even its shiny form is referencing an insect palette, so that's Game Freak's decision, and we could have gone on another episode to talk about wrongly typed Pokemon, but that's an idea for next time. The last two Ultra Beasts are Stakataka.
Stakataka, yeah.
Stakataka.
Named AB Assembly.
UB Assembly.
UB Assembly.
Blacephalon, codenamed
UB Burst.
Those are our next package duels, version exclusive. So when I first saw them in the trailer, I just thought this is it. When I think of surprising the audience and giving the audience the fan service that they deserve, I thought this was it. When you saw Blacephalon come in, it was so dynamic, and I love that about Blacephalon. Overall, it's a dynamic design, dynamic inspiration, it's a dynamic animated concept.
What did you think about it being fire and ghost?
Unexpected. I didn't think that it would, based on what we first saw, we didn't get that fire or explosive. Well, like I said, it was dynamic, but we didn't link it back to that this Pokemon had fire elements to it. We thought, could it be our first fairy type Ultra Beast, or we thought that, oh, could it be fairy? I didn't see the ghost concept to it. We kept saying fairy, but it was ghost and fire. Do I think it works out through its design? It works out through its concept. I mean, it explodes its head, so there's a fire, but ghost, I didn't really see the ghost part of it.
Stakataka, rock and steel or steel rock.
What do you think?
Pretty standard, nothing unusual or far-fetched there.
I definitely think it could have taken a little bit further in its assembling capabilities.
What did you want it to assemble into an airplane?
I think in movement and I think in animation, I would have loved to see more as that deconstructive quality that it has and reconstructive ability.
What do you want it to be? Some Pokemon Stadium where it gets hits and it falls apart until it's back up. But
we won't get into that yet. But Stakataka, I love that it had this multicellular technique to it, element to it.
Before, just to say, just two things. What did you think about the names?
They were, like I said, I think they had that unusual, very alien-like theme to it. I mean, Stakataka, Naganadel, Nihiligo. It's just like it really works the tongue and the dialect.
My favorites would be Blacephalon. I love that they included the Ceph
from the biological
term for head.
Who else?
Blacephalon, and I love Kartana. As simple as Kartana, because Kartana is just katana.
A corruption of it?
Yeah.
Probably it has another element to it.
I think it's just a corruption of katana. Let me just see.
Yeah, but when it came to names, I think the names were okay. I really wish that the Ultra Beasts had hidden abilities because I've thought of a couple of.
Katana, maybe combination of katana and charta, Latin for paper.
Oh well, beautiful. I would have loved to see some hidden abilities because the Beast Boost is a fantastic ability competitive wise, but I just think based on each Ultra Beast's lore, their design, and their overall concept, there's some abilities that I think that have worked out very well with them. But that concludes this episode of the review.
Just before we finish, what do you think Pokemon Sword and Shield is gonna bring? Are they gonna bring like a certain class like how we did with Ultra Beast? I hope they do something different like how
I don't see it
Sun and
happening,
Moon.
but it could be
I would love to see something.
a revisited trope.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell us what do you think about the Ultra Beast, and catch us in the next episode where we will be covering the legendaries. I don't think that's the final part. I think we might do a video on the overall Pokédex, but you guys just have to wait and see. Hopefully it won't take too long, but thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.